will be no short of bubbly to celebrate this New Year's as you toast to new beginnings tomorrow.
Joining us now with some sparkling wine education is owner of the Breeze Wine Bar, Leo Braddock. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So the Breeze is one of my favorite locally owned, well, it might be my favorite locally owned wine bar because there's not really, there's not a lot.
No, you can say it.
Yeah, like,
look, he's like, say it.
And sparkling wine is my favorite type. So tell us a little bit more about what sparkling wine is, because it's not just all champagne.
Right.
For sure. Champagne, when you're thinking sparkling wine, specifically is from a region in France, but there's so much more out there that's beautiful. And so I've got some stuff from Portugal today and also from Spain. You'll see stuff from Italy called Prosecco. But the one thing they all will have in common is bubbles. So to start, I've got a rosé, and then I've got a cava from the Raventos family, and then if you want to get really crazy, I've got some Bollinger, which is one of the classic families out of champagne production in France.
All right,
So,
well,
yeah.
let's pop some bottles and see.
Look at you, girl,
Well,
popping some bottles.
You all know Christmas and New Year's, there's no rules.
Yeah,
So
right.
Yes.
no calories, no rules. So we're going to pop some bottles and get things going.
So while you're opening that, tell us a little bit more about your business, because if you don't know, I'm new to the area, and so I would love to know more.
Yeah, so the Breeze Wine Bar is a joint venture between myself, Chelsea Moore, and Sarah Height. We saw a need, I know you're a Coop fan.
Yes,
we saw a need for some not only fun wine and some options here in Lexington, but for a space that was super inclusive and educational in a way that's not pretentious. Wine can be very intimidating, and so we wanted to make it a spot where you could pop a bottle, learn something, and hang with friends. We're in the Gray Line station, so right there on the corner of Loudon, 101 West Loudon, and we have a good time over there. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's very approachable. I love going there because one thing that they do, the bartenders really will walk you through things that you don't know about, and you don't feel, you know, sometimes you go to a restaurant or you go to a bar and you feel kind of stupid.
Asking
I don't
questions,
know, but they're just like, no, I mean, there was a blue wine on the menu and an orange wine, and I'm like, okay, how is that processed? How is it fermented? And what, and they will walk you through everything, and everyone's so knowledgeable. So tell us a little bit about this flavor profile we're having with the sparkling
For sure.
rosé.
So I've got the rosé coming from Portugal. It's 3B. It's going to be for the grapes, Baja, Bacau, and in the region. It is going to be a lot of like strawberry, some raspberry, and it's got a really cool creamy texture. You also notice the 3 different glasses, because a lot of people are used to the champagne fluid, which forms really tight, racy bubbles, but it also mutes some of those aromatics you can get out of the bubbles themselves. So if you go to a coupe, it opens it up a little bit more. And if you go to a white wine glass, it does the same thing. So it's really cool to taste one wine in 3 different vessels and to see how it changes. But this is one of my favorite everyday drinkers. It's $20 off the shelf. And so you can use it to celebrate New Year's Eve, but you can also use it to celebrate Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's delicious.
So
I
real
won't say
quickly,
that.
I don't know if we'll be able to pop the rest of the bottles, but
sure.
can you go over some flavor profiles between those two?
The Raventos is going to be a cava. It's super yeasty. So the Raventos family is going to be the family that invented cava in Spain. They actually have been doing it for 21 generations, back to 1500. So they are pros in the sparkling wine game. It's going to be really yeasty, that bready thing with some like peach and some apple on the back end. And then the Bollinger, probably most famous from James Bond. Ian Fleming's, novel character, but it's going to have some really cool walnut notes going on, some red fruit, some raspberry, and it's just a classic representation of what champagne I think should be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love all these options. And the Breeze, you're open today?
We're going to be open today until 11 p.m. and then we'll be open tomorrow until about 10 p.m. To kind of kick off your New Year's Eve celebrations.
All right, well, stop by and get those sparkling wine selections, very from affordability on up. You have it for everyone. So
20, 30, about 100. So we've got a little bit of something for everybody.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Leo.
Thank you.